We know there's no known cause or cure for Parkinson's disease. We also know there's no end to hope. Our team chooses to dwell in optimism, and we are grateful for the opportunities to be involved in the lives of our families. We are there when things go awry, but our greatest joy is celebrating the wins.
I'm Frank Gregory, and I welcome you to the Circle of Help.
As the CEO of the Parkinson Association of Alberta, I take great pleasure in giving you a behind-the-scenes look at the programs and support in place for Albertans living with or loving someone with Parkinson's disease.
So one of the things that I think people find a little hard to, maybe wrap their head around when they get a Parkinson diagnosis is that they had this idea in their brain of what Parkinson's disease was. First and foremost, an old person's disease. Or two, that maybe it looks a little bit more like Michael J. Fox. You're looking for a lot of movement, and that's not what you always see with Parkinson's. We liken Parkinson's disease here in a Parkinson diagnosis to tiger stripes or fingerprints, right? There's no one way to have Parkinson's, to progress through Parkinson's disease. Our clients run the gamut from 20s all the way into their 90s. Now, it is obviously, it skews a little older. One of the biggest risk factors of Parkinson's disease is just getting older, but we do have people. I remember this was a few years ago, and we had a freshman in college be diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. And it's a tough thing to hear and think about in a lot of different ways, but we also use that when we go to support groups, because it is easy to get stuck, I think, sometimes in letting Parkinson's disease define you and who you are now because of this disease. So one of the things we do try, especially when you get people from across an age range running the gamut with Parkinson's disease, is it's not who you are, it's what you have. It does not define you. And getting Parkinson's disease at 21 is very different than getting Parkinson's disease at 60 or 70. Not because the disease itself is a whole lot different, but where you are in life. At 21, a Parkinson's disease diagnosis is going to shake your foundations in a way that it won't when you're 60. Am I going to be able to finish my college degree? Am I going to find somebody who loves me? Am I going to have a family? Am I going to have enough to retire on? It runs the gamut. Doesn't make it worse than getting Parkinson's disease at 60. That comes with a whole new set of worries and stressors. Are we going to be able to have the life we dreamed of, that we worked so hard for? And we're here to tell you at Parkinson Association of Alberta, when you come in and when you come see us, we're going to help you get the life you wanted. It may not look exactly the same. One of the funny things, not funny haha, but just funny, is oftentimes I get people introducing themselves to me with, I have Parkinson's. Okay, what's your name? That's where we're gonna start. What's your name? Tell us about you. Tell us about what your goals are, what your dreams are, and we're gonna try and help you find them.
My name is Lori Gregg, and I'm the Finance and HR Manager here at Parkinson Association of Alberta. I handle the accounting and human resources for this organization. Buchanan Centre is located in Edmonton, Alberta, and it was a building that was built and donated to us back in September 2015 by the Gordon and Diane Buchanan Family Foundation. Gordon Buchanan had Parkinson's disease, and his wife, Diane Buchanan, keeps his legacy alive through the Buchanan Centre for our members. We have presence in Lloydminster, Grand Prairie, Edmonton, Red Deer, Calgary, Lethbridge, and Medicine Hat. Let me tell you why the Buchanan Centre is a world-class facility. It's located in Edmonton, Alberta, yet our members from all over the province are welcome there. It is a facility that has not only program rooms for wonderful programs like singing and dancing and all kinds of fitness, but it has a full gym, it has meeting rooms, it has counseling rooms, and it also houses our Edmonton staff. We are not funded by the government per se. I mean, we apply for grants where we're able to. We are not successful with every grant application that's put through, and that's pretty common throughout this country. But we are not funded by the government. All the money that comes into this organization is worked for. We have to bring the money in through donations, through events, and the like, in order to keep going. The core services that we provide include one-on-one counseling, group counseling. We also provide support groups for our caregivers, not just the people with Parkinson's disease, but their family members and friends who care for these people with PD. And it offers people a lot of hope when they receive a diagnosis like Parkinson's disease. It can be overwhelming, and our people here, our client services coordinators, as well as the rest of the staff, are all very compassionate, and the services provided are mainly for the clients and helping them deal with the burden of Parkinson's disease. One of my favorite things about the members at this organization is their participation at our annual general meeting. The AGM is held every spring, and it warms my heart to see members show up, have their voice heard, and make a difference for the future of Parkinson Association of Alberta. So donate today on our website at parkinsonassociation.ca. That's PARKINSONASSOCIATION.ca.
Our PD Helpline is an immediate connection to all our services. Here's Declan Beddoe to share his experience with callers.
My name is Declan, and I'm a Client Service Coordinator with the Parkinson Association of Alberta. As a Client Service Coordinator, part of my role is answering the PD Helpline. The PD Helpline is a confidential service that provides support to our clients on a daily basis. Whether it's when you are first diagnosed or facing long-term challenges, we can help. It really varies who calls the PD Helpline on a day-to-day basis. It could be someone who's just recently been diagnosed and is looking for information about the disease itself and some of the treatment options. Or it could be someone who's been dealing with the disease for a number of years and is facing some of the more difficult aspects of the disease, such as reduced mobility or increased tremor. One of the goals of the PD Helpline is to help connect clients, care partners, and family members with the services that we as an organization offer, as well as community resources. These resources could include things like physiotherapy, exercise programs, support groups, or educational events. No matter what you're looking for, you can call into the PD Helpline and we are here to help.
So what happens after a diagnosis, you ask? Let's hear from Emma, one of our client service coordinators, for more insight.
Hi, I'm Emma Tornero, and I'm a Client Service Coordinator with the Parkinson Association. So my day-to-day is supporting the clients and individuals impacted by Parkinson's disease. Each day looks a bit different. Our main goal is supporting individuals impacted by Parkinson's disease. So that could be through support groups or one-on-one supportive counseling, through education or programming. When I was studying in university at the University of Calgary, I completed a practicum at the Parkinson Association of Alberta, and I loved the community and the team here so much that I decided to stay on as a client service coordinator when I graduated, and I'm very thankful that I'm able to work here every day. Once you've been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease by a neurologist, most folks typically contact the Parkinson Association and you'll meet with a client service coordinator. And we're here to support you along your journey with Parkinson's disease. We normally start by giving you some tips and information about Parkinson's disease that will help you get started on your journey. Once you're involved with the Parkinson Association of Alberta, there's many programs and events and support groups that you can join with our organization. There's a little something for everyone. We've got a range of different programs, from exercise to educational programs, cognitive programs, dancing programs, boxing programs that everyone can get involved in. Then we also have some weekly education that you can get involved in to learn more about Parkinson's disease, and many fundraising events that you can participate in.
So my main responsibility here is to process the donations and membership fees that we collect, make sure people are getting their receipts accordingly, and ensure that our donor database is up to date. And speaking of a donor database, I'd like you to donate today.
Oh, I think funding is extremely important. We would like to be running as many groups and classes and education sessions as possible to reach out to all Albertans and give them as much opportunity to deal with their Parkinson's as we can, help them as much as we can. Exercise is very important for somebody who's been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. We need movement, we need a lot of daily frequent movement. It's not just formal exercise, but we need to keep active all the time. Pre-COVID, I would have seen about 20 clients in a day running different exercise classes and individual sessions. That's not including all the other variety of classes that we would hold here at the Buchanan Center. We have things from yoga to Tai Chi to fitness instructors doing larger group classes. It's a very busy place. It's preferred if you make an appointment and meet with a client service coordinator before you start attending a program. We can help you decide which of the classes is going to challenge you to the best of your ability, but also be appropriate and safe for you. COVID-19 has been very challenging for our clientele. Firstly, they haven't been able to come and attend their regular exercise group sessions here, limiting their support with one another and their physical activities. So we've seen some people now, a few months post-lockdown, with disuse atrophy, some decreased cognitive status, just some challenges with getting out and about. So we're happy that we're back up and running, and we're seeing a small number of people at the moment.
So one of the things that our members and clients can do, or friends of, is host a third-party event. We have a toolkit that's available for them to help them out, so they just have to give us a call and we will give that to them and answer any questions that they may have and give them support as needed. But it's a great way for them to give back to the association as well. One of the events that I have done with a client were a couple, David and Margot Kitchen, who graciously and generously hosted an event at the Calgary Golf and Country Club for us. Our biggest fundraiser is the Flex Air Step and Stride, which happens in September. We raise about $400,000 for that one, so please continue to donate to that. And we also did a Diamond Evening, which featured Neil Diamond music, and that was great because, of course, he has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. We have a new initiative planned for 2021. Hopefully, the world will be healthy enough that we can proceed with this, so stay tuned.
Before I had Parkinson's, I'd say I've been active my whole life. Cycling, running, scuba diving, playing ball, all sorts of stuff. I never stopped. So we didn't know what was wrong with me. So I finally, they figured it might be something neurological, so I went to see a neurologist. And I came out and with the diagnosis that I had Parkinson's. And it was September 11th, 2014. And I got back in the car, I put the key in the ignition, and I sat there and I said, thank God, that's all it is. I thought it was worse. I said, I can live with this is not a problem. The physical exercise is important to me now that I've been diagnosed with Parkinson's, because I'm aware that the more fit I remain, the slower the disease will progress. So in a sense, I consider myself very lucky that I know what I've got and it's something I can do about it. I work out as much as I can. I do everything I always did, and I probably do it even more. More walking, more cycling. This summer, for instance, we had a great summer. Of course, we couldn't play ball because of COVID. So I probably put on about 2,000 kilometers just cycling through the city over the summer. Fabulous. I discovered parts of the city I didn't even know existed. Well, people that I motivated, people like my family, my children, my grandchildren, we do a lot of things together. But I think as far as the Buchanan Center, Parkinson's Association of Alberta goes, we are all of the same mind. I think most of us have been fit our whole lives, and we work well together. And I think the social aspect, coming together twice a week, is I have no trouble getting up in the morning. We love to come here. And that's one of the things we miss the most with COVID-19, getting together here. But we found an outlet for that as well.
We came up with an idea that we could do a similar program to what they have in the States called Rock Steady Boxing.
Since running this program, there has been an increase of members year after year. We've been offering these services at Avenue Boxing for 4 years.
The funding comes from members of Parkinson's. We donate the gym for free, and then we have a small fee for the coaches.
With more funding, we can reach out to more members with our program.
My favorite thing about this program is talking to the members, seeing the excitement in them because of the improvement of their, of their lifestyle. Some of us most of them tell us that after they've gone through one of our programs, they're symptom free for 5 hours. Like, that's pretty powerful. So we really, that's what hits me here. That makes me feel really good about the program. So we're going to continue it as long as we can. We're going to try and grow it and bring more people into the program.
What's your favorite thing as a coach for this program?
Seeing the improvement in the members there, seeing their speed, agility improve, their balance improve. And it's just for some of the members have told me, since I've taken the program, my doctor has cut down my medication.
I've been doing this for a couple of years, and not only is it a great activity health-wise, but it's a great social event as well.
Yeah, make lots of really good friends, in the boxing especially.
And how long have you been in the boxing program?
I've been here, and I think Darcy too, since it started.
Well, I came a little later after Audrey.
About 3 years.
And how often do you use the Avenue Boxing facility?
Well, I use it 2 to 3 times a week.
And I use it twice a week now, usually, try to.
And after you do a boxing class, like, are you tired? Do you feel rejuvenated? How do you feel? How does your muscles feel? How does everything feel?
Well, it depends. Gasper works us pretty hard sometimes, so sometimes I drag myself home, take a day or two to recover, but no, the overall effect is quite profound. I think it's gone a long ways to mitigating the effects of the disease.
Yeah, it just makes me feel great. I've loved it from the first time I tried it. First minute I walked in here, I wondered what I was doing here, and I just fell in love with the program and the people, and I feel really good after I work out.
Would you like to see more people come into these classes?
Definitely.
Sure.
We've made quite an effort to try to get more people to come out. People don't know what they're missing. This could help them a great deal in their handling and of this disease.
You really see a lot of improvement in especially the men, I find, that started the program back a few years ago, and how much they've improved. It's quite amazing, really.
And bottom line is, you have the most fun here?
Oh, most fun.
It's a great time.
Perfect, thank you.
Bayshore Home Health Calgary is here to help you and your loved ones live a healthy, worry-free life. A caregiver is a full-time job, but you do not need to do it alone. My name is Ginger Bovis, Area Director of Bayshore Home Health Calgary, and our team of registered nurses and caregivers are here to help you. If you have a loved one in need of any home health services, prepare your home for the fall or winter season, or you just need a mental break from your loved one who is sick, we're here to remind you that asking for help is okay. Meet your personalized team at bayshore.ca.
So one of the things that we talk to people about when they come here is what kind of lifestyle they're looking for, what kind of life they want to create for themselves post-diagnosis, understanding. And I think one of the things we really do try and talk about is that Parkinson's disease is what you have. It is not who you are. So how have you kind of built your life post-Parkinson's diagnosis?
It was a huge relief to me when I found out that exercise can slow the progress of the disease, because I've always been really active. But probably a bigger part of it is the social connections with the people who are part of the program. It becomes your support group. It's really important to have that contact and be able to compare notes with other people about what they're experiencing and how they're coping with it. So that becomes a huge coping mechanism for us.
So life with Parkinson's, I think, as we both know, comes with ups and downs. So some of those downs, do you want to talk about some of what the challenges are sometimes?
At first, when you're diagnosed, I guess everybody goes through a certain set of emotions about that. For me, it was really anger. And it took me a while to realize that that's not a very useful emotion. Nobody wants to be around somebody who's angry all the time. So you learn how to cope with that. I mean, there's always a down when symptoms start changing on you. And how are we going to cope with this? But there's such a wealth of resources available to us, whether it's in the medical community or the Parkinson's Association. There's always somebody to turn to say, now what? And how do we cope with this? So that's of tremendous help. We've got a fabulous health system, a fabulous Parkinson's Association here.
Our caregivers are champions. We have seen no greater love and commitment. But every champion needs a recharge, and we are here to make sure great care is afforded to them as well.
Hi, I'm Diane Buchanan, and this is my lovely granddaughter, Lisa Baroldi, and we're really delighted to be here and tell you about the 10 years that we spent with Gordon and his life, and the fun and the trials and tribulations, because there was a little of both. Well, Gordon was an entrepreneur in every sense of the word. He loved the Oilers. He particularly loved working with the board of directors, and he loved being an owner, and hockey was very important to him. The mill was very busy, and he sat on several boards relating to the lumber industry, but nothing slowed him down. He continued to move forward. He continued to be a dynamic individual, and as I say, he saw the humor in everything. It didn't matter what it was. When he started to slow down as the disease progressed, but that was probably
like right at the very end, because I feel like he was always on the move. Like he walked every day after dinner. The joke was, when you were up at the mill with him, you better put on your shoes or your comfortable boots, because he would be walking everywhere.
He loved helping people. I think he'd be very proud of the Buchanan Center. The people that go through it, they're not going to have to go through the same things that Gordon had to go through and that the family had to go through, because it was a very, at that time, a very difficult road. It's much easier now. Mm-hmm. And it is a one-stop shop. You're right. They can go in, get the help they need. And it's really important that you don't think that you can do everything, because you can't. You still have yourself, and you lose sight of yourself. Your role does change as a wife, because you do a lot more. It's just getting them through the daily care. I had to have people come in and show me how to do different things. Now at the Buchanan Center, you can go in, they'll take you and they'll show you how to perform a proper body mechanics, lifting someone. They'll show you what a bedroom should look like. They'll show you what a bathroom should look like. You don't have to run around to all these different places. It's done. It's there. The resource is there for people. I'm so glad. I think it will make their life much easier. Things that I'd never even seen before.
I highly, highly recommend that you reach out, learn more. Knowledge is power, and find out what kinds of resources are out there, because your life will improve 100-fold.
Pick a date that you can go and do that one thing that you wanted to do, because you're in reasonably good shape right now. Go do that. If it's with your family, if it's with your loved one, go together. That would be my first thing. The second thing would be, take your pills on time. Above all else, take your pills on time. The medication that you take is not like other medication. It wears off immediately. So when it's gone, it's gone. The third thing is exercise. Even though you don't want to exercise, and in particular, exercise your vocal cords. This is the root of all evil right here, is your throat. So I'm suggesting that you use those vocal cords. Go take, if you want to be in a choir, great. If not, and you want to just sing in the shower, fine. But you should go and take, there are lessons that are available for you, and that will strengthen this. Because if you can't swallow and you can't eat, that's not a healthy situation. And the fourth thing is, maintain hope. Hope is something that makes all things possible, but not necessarily easy. And this is a tough disease, like most diseases. But I do believe there is a future. And if you get a chance, go and pick up the phone, call Parkinson's Alberta, call the Buchanan Center, find out what's available to you, because it's just a phone call. They're wonderful people. They're willing to help. They're there for a reason. And they would be only too happy to have you as part of their community, because that's what the people at the Buchanan Center tell me. Every time I go, they have a community. and they feel so much better, and they're moving so much better. I'm really proud, and I know my husband would be really proud to know that the Buchanan Center is there to help these people.
All you gotta do is pick up a phone. All you have to do is reach out and ask for help, and we will be there. Doesn't matter where you live, we're here for you.